This is a trip to Winners and Marshalls here in Calgary, Alberta, so let's go. Alrighty, so I do have the DJI Action 5 Pro hooked up to the side of my car, and I'm heading on over to my first Winners destination. This is kind of like a random feeling that I'm feeling today specifically for whatever reason, but what I like to do sometimes, because I had a buddy who's been really successful and lucky with this, I like to go to random Winners locations or Marshalls, whatever that may be, and hope to find some really good shoes. And sometimes if you're lucky enough, you can find some really good deals for some really nice shoes. And there's two shoes in particular that I'm sort of eyeballing and kind of seems possible based on the experience of my buddy. But essentially, I'm looking for the New Balance 2002R and the New Balance 1906s. If I can successfully find these shoes, then I'll be a winner, in my honest opinion, because full price, I think the New Balance 2002Rs are generally $185. And for a lot of people, including myself, that's relatively expensive. But I do have a pair right now of New Balance 2002Rs that are actually only $100 because I got them in sales. So I think it's very much possible to get them $100 again. And then if not, I can try to get the New Balance 1906s too as well, because I think MSRP, they're around like $200 or full price. And then if you're lucky, you can get them for around $120. The point being is, I'll sort of let you know how all this goes down. And by the next scene, we're going to head on over to the first Winners, and then we'll pretty much go from there. Alrighty, so it looks like we are here at our first location now. So let's go inside and hopefully we can find something really nice, because that would be great, because I want to find some shoes. I don't know about you. All right, so I did have a chance to go inside of the Signal Hill Winners, and I saw some pretty cool stuff. So in the B-roll right now, you're probably going to see a lot of pretty decent shoes. There was like some Reebok shoes that were kind of red in that sense, but they weren't really my style and what I was looking for. But in a size 8.5, unfortunately it wasn't my size. I did see Balance called 9060 model. I think they're a bit too chunky for me. Like, I'm not really interested in those shoes necessarily, but it's just a testimony to how possible it is for you to find these type of New Balance shoes if you just look hard enough in a lot of different Winners and Marshalls locations. And I believe the price of them were a lot cheaper than MSRP. So if that's something you're interested in, I don't know if it's still going to be here by the time I post this video, but at the Signal Hill Winners, there is an 8.5 for the New Balance 9060s. And now we're going to be heading over to Signal Hill Marshalls. So let's go. Looks like we have just arrived at the Signal Hill Marshalls. So we're going to go inside and check out to see what it has. You cannot believe what I literally just saw at this Marshalls at this moment in time right now. I'm going to put it up in the B-roll, but I did actually end up finding Balance 1906Rs in the sort of gray, red, and white colorway. And that's crazy because I honestly didn't expect to see something like that today. I may sound like a broken record, but it's just a testimony to how possible it is to find these type of shoes if you're simply looking for it. But the only issue was it wasn't my size. It was actually incredibly small. I'm sure like for women's sizing, it's pretty average, but for men's sizing, I am a size 10, so I'm not going to be able to pick those shoes up. But you can't cry over spilled milk necessarily. So what I'm probably going to do now is head on over to the next Marshall. So come along with me and let's just keep on searching. Hopefully we can find something today. That'd be really amazing. Alrighty, so it looks like we have arrived at our next Marshall's location, and this is going to be in the Acadia area. And originally I was going to go to the Chinook Marshalls, but I think I missed the exit, so I ended up here, and this was a lot closer than going back and backtracking. So with that being said, let's go inside and hopefully we find something really nice, because I want to walk away with a success today. But if not, it's alright. Okay, so I literally just finished from the Marshalls here at Acadia, and although I didn't find any New Balance models specifically, I did manage to find a pretty cool shoe. I think it was called the Cloud Vista. Correct me if I'm wrong, I may or may not be correct, but in the B-roll I'm going to show you right now. I know these shoes have been sort of floating around for a little while now, and I want to see what it was all about and try it out, but I personally didn't think it was as comfortable as I thought it could be, because I find like Adidas, Nike, and New Balance is probably more comfortable, especially with the good insole. Yeah, it was cool how it was waterproof. I thought that was interesting, but I wouldn't be able to pick it up anyways, because when I did try it, it was 10.5 and 11 only, and you're probably seeing that in all of the B-rolls now. So now we're gonna head on over to the next location. It's gonna be somewhere along McLeod, whether it's Winners and Marshalls, you're gonna see in the next clip now, so let's go. Okay, so we arrived at our next destination, and that is going to be the Winners, specifically in the McLeod area. Now, when you're driving sort of like north or south along McLeod, this is the Winners that you will generally see. So we're gonna go inside and hope for the best. Let's see. Yo, what in the world? Literally, this is the craziest thing ever. So I go inside this Winners along McLeod, as previously mentioned before, and in the B-roll, you're literally gonna see right now, I saw the exact New Balance 1906Rs that I literally wanted, but obviously the unfortunate part is it was was in size 7 or 7.5. I think it was $100, and then normally it's like up to $200, so it's nuts. And then there was like lines and lines and lines of 550s in different colorways too. I think that's completely crazy, although like not a lot of people wearing 550s nowadays. But point being is, this is crazy. But unfortunately, once again, it wasn't in my size, so you can't cry over spilled milk. We're gonna continue on to the next location, and I just can't believe what I just saw. It's completely nuts. And yeah, let's go to the next Marshalls now. Okay, so we are at our next destination, which is Marshalls, and this one's going to specifically be in the McLeod area. Yeah, I'm surprised overall by how many successful, it's not necessarily successful because successful would be actually getting shoes, but just managing to find all these really cool shoe options. Like, I actually saw like New Balance 9060s and a lot of 1906s and some 550s. It's really crazy to me that that's actually possible, and the hopes is just to get an actual pair of shoes that's in my size. So hopefully this can come in clutch, because after this I might check out 2 more winners, may or may not. I'm getting a little hungry, and then sort of go from there, but we'll see what happens once we go and head on inside here. For what it's worth, it's a great day. Holy smokes, we found some pretty cool gems for sure. So I just came back inside from Marshalls. Unfortunately, it was just a bunch of stickers. There weren't really a lot of good options. I don't even have any b-rolls in regards to it because I didn't see anything that was worth a b-roll. Let's just continue to our next destination. Okay, so I just arrived at my next winner's location, and that's going to be the North Hill one. Sometimes you can find some pretty good things here, so we'll take a look and see, and yeah, cross our fingers and sort of hope for the best. All right, so once again, unfortunately, I did not find any successful or good shoes inside that winner specifically, and that's just the reality of the situations. And now we're gonna go to one final winners, and then that's gonna be about it for this video, so let's zoom over there now. All right, holy smokes, we have arrived at our final location here in the Northland Plaza here in Calgary, Alberta. Let's hope this winners has some gems, and if not, that's okay. So let's go ahead and go inside now. Alrighty, so another stinker unfortunately, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, but I did try my efforts in finding either the New Balance 2002 or the 1906 Rs as much as possible, but we struck a little low, but next time we'll get them, so no problem. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe I'll do this again. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.